To this inauguration of the Air India route between New Delhi and Stockholm Arlanda airports. And I would especially like to welcome a few persons here. We have the Minister of EU Affairs and Trade, Ms. Ann Linde. We have the Ambassador of India to Sweden and Latvia, Ms. Monica Kapil Mohta. And we have the Director, Commercial and Board Member, Air India, Mr. Pankaj Srivastava. I think it's pronounced. Excuse me if it wasn't right. And to celebrate this special event, we put together quite a nice program. I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you have already enjoyed some good food and some good drinks. But now it is time for me to introduce the first speaker of the evening, the Minister of EU Affairs and Trade, Ms. Ann Linde.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to inaugurate this direct line between New Delhi and Stockholm, the first direct flight between Sweden and India ever. I recently had the pleasure of visiting India again and experiences its vibrancy and energy. I also had the pleasure then of meeting Mr. Lohani, who is the chairman of Air India, together with Mr. Srivastava, who is here today. I can't see you. There you are. And actually we had the last discussion before you announced the flight at our embassy the same evening. It was a great experience. India and Sweden enjoy unprecedented momentum in its bilateral relations. Our prime ministers met during the Make in India exhibition in Mumbai in February in 2016. The meeting between Mr. Modi and Mr. Löfven raised the bar for the Indo-Swedish relations, and they adopted an ambitious joint statement. Both the Swedish government and the Swedish business community are strongly committed to realize this vision of a productive partnership. Today, India is home of almost 170 subsidiaries of Swedish companies, ranging from giants like IKEA, Volvo, Scania, Ericsson, to expansive startups like Truecaller and SMEs offering various high-tech products and services. Looking in the opposite direction, Sweden is now home to more than 70 Indian companies, mainly in the ICT and industrial services and products. Indian ICT professionals contribute greatly to the Swedish industry. Nearly half of all Swedish work permits issued in 2016 went to Indian IT engineers. Sweden is attracting increasing attention for our dynamic economy, our vibrant startup scene, strong public finance and quality of life. Stockholm is among the fastest growing cities in Europe with a great potential for business. It is the corporate and financial center of Scandinavia and the growth engine for Northern Europe. More international companies choose to place their regional head office in Sweden and in Stockholm. The Swedish government supports and encourages new direct lines to Swedish airports. We recognize the importance they hold for attracting investments, trade and tourism. Opening new direct line is a priority in the Swedish trade strategy for which I'm responsible in the government. New flights are always good news, since they increase the connection and exchange between countries and facilitate trade, investments, tourism, and people-to-people exchange. We have seen the tourism inflow from India to Sweden and the Nordic countries have grown strongly during the past decade. The number of passengers between Stockholm and Delhi has grown 50% in the last 3 years, and that's even without a direct line. Evidence from Air India's recently opened route to cities such as Vienna, Madrid, Washington and Sydney point to the catalyzing effect direct flights have on tourism and business flows. I am convinced that this new route will enhance the Indo-Swedish links considerably. There are many reasons to believe that this direct line will be a successful investment. I am grateful to everyone who has played a part in making this happen, and I wish Air India, Swedavia, Connect Sweden, and everyone else involved the best luck and a happy flight. Thank you.
Hello, so the next speaker is Ms. Monica Kapil-Muta. She's a Madam Ambassador of India to Sweden and Latvia. Welcome.
Madam Minister, distinguished guests, dignitaries from both India and Sweden who are present here on this very, very historic occasion, dear friends, all the fellow passengers who've actually landed here on the inaugural flight, many of who are present here at the moment. What can I say? The Minister has said it all. I wouldn't wish to repeat so much of the content that she has said, because I completely agree with every bit of what she said in terms of how the direct flight from India to Sweden will strengthen our bilateral ties in the field of business and industry, in tourism, in culture, in people-to-people contact. But first, I think first and foremost, the first feeling that one gets is that it's like a dream which has come to fruition. It has been a lot of hard work on part of Air India and Swedavia. And I must say that in addition to hard work, it's all about the vision, the joint vision that Air India and Swedavia had. And ably supported on both sides by their respective administrations, by the two governments, to make this happen, to make this possible today, and to make it such a wonderful reality. For me personally, imagine 6 hours, 55 minutes to get to Delhi from here. Now, isn't that amazing for all of us? I know that there will be Indian students, professionals, tourists, a lot of young college school students, and of course people who will travel here out of curiosity for tourism. There's wonderful snow tourism in winters, and of course there is a spectacular summer in Stockholm at the moment. I want to also mention that India is celebrating 70 years of her independence, and we unfurled the tricolour yesterday just outside the Royal Palace in the heart of Stockholm to celebrate 70 years of India's independence. And that was an exceptional gesture on part of the Swedish government and the city of Stockholm to make India the theme country at the Stockholm Cultural Festival. So this becomes a very special year for us. And of course, the icing on the cake of those grand celebrations of 70 years of independence is this flight which has been made possible by Air India and their team. So congratulations to Air India, to Swedavia. This is a tremendous opening for our relationship, and we do hope that we can really utilize this tremendous opportunity that we have now given to us on a platter, and that both sides will step forward, and we are going to see a tremendous deepening and widening of our relations at every possible level. Thank you, Madam Minister, for your presence. The very fact that you graced the occasion and you came to receive the inaugural flight, it means a lot to us. It's a very special gesture on your part. And thank you on behalf of myself and on behalf of the Government of India. And I'm sure Air India also echoes the same sentiment. So thank you, Madam Minister. Thank you all. the CEO of Swedavia, and of course Mr. Srivastav from Air India, who's leading the team, the team from Air India, and also leading the inaugural flight passengers today. So a very, very warm welcome to Stockholm for the Air India flight. Thank you.
So the other speaker is Mr. Pankaj Srivastava. He's the director, commercial and board member. Please come on to the stage.
Madam Minister, Anne Linde, Ambassador Monica Kapil-Mota, CEO of Swedavia, Mr. Abrahamson, all the fellow colleagues of mine who have come on this flight, dear passengers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delight to be here today, and what a lovely reception we got on the touchdown of this flight in Arlanda, with the beautiful water cannon salute which we saw from the aircraft was just magnificent. Stockholm is our 10th destination in Europe, and it's the 43rd destination international on Air India network. We have grown very rapidly in the last few years, especially on the international side. We have put in almost 14 new destinations in the last 4 years, and about 9 in the last 2 years. So the expansion has been exponential, and Air India is known to recognize the needs of the passengers. I'll hang on for a minute.
SK157 till London Heathrow, gate number F63. SAS departure to London Heathrow. Final call for flight SK1527 to London Heathrow. Crossing now at gate number F63.
All passengers who are taking that flight are requested to actually board. Don't say that. So we have been very sensitive to the needs of the passengers. We recognize the potential in each market, and having done so, we just don't lose much time and start a direct link. And this link between India and Sweden, I'm sure, would bring huge number of leisure travelers, big numbers on the business, and the ties between the two countries are only set to grow much, much more rapidly with this. For your information, we have brought this aircraft with all-women crew today. I would like to introduce the crew in a while. We have also got 2 celebrity players of India. One of them is cricket. Cricket is religion in India. And we have Harbhajan Singh, who has come. And we also have Gagan Narang, who is the Olympian medalist in shooting. So, 2 celebrity sports people are here with us today. The crew, if you can just come forward, the 2 captains and the 9 cabin crew. We have been flying, we are taking many flights with the women crew. The first all-women crew flight which happened on Air India network was in 1991. Oh, 82, I'm so sorry. Okay. The captain corrects me, in 1985 the first all-women crew flight took off from India. And this is the first inaugural flight which is manned by all women crew. And now I request Gagan and Harbhajan to come forward, please. I think all the Indian passengers who are here, they don't need any introduction to Harbhajan Singh and Gagan. But for the benefit of my friends from Sweden, let me tell you, Harbhajan Singh is a phenomena in cricket. And Gagan is a phenomena in shooting. Luckily, he doesn't have his gun today, so all of you are safe. Air India is, as I said, growing very rapidly. We are also increasing the number of aircraft what we have. We have already got 44 Dreamliners, 24 Dreamliners, and we are poised to get 3 more very soon. And 3 777-300 ERs are going to join our fleet early next year. And with these aircrafts joining our fleet, I have no doubt in my mind that our international network is going to grow much faster. And we would be covering almost all the white spots where there is no direct flight from India to those points with a direct link. Captain, would you like to say something? Yeah?
May not be as good as you, but I'll try my best. Hi, good evening, Sweden. We are so happy to be here today. And it's the first flight on our Dreamliner state-of-the-art aircraft. I'm so happy to be here with all my crew. And in a short while, we just introduce ourselves. A short introduction. I'm Nivedita Basin. I was the captain of the flight. And this is Sumedha Chaudhary, my co-pilot. And
Sonia Malhotra, the CSS.
Cabin supervisor.
I'm Hina Pathak. Thank you. Good evening, Sweden. I'm Kanika Chakrabarti. Good evening, Shiva Sharma.
Good evening, Pragna Saha.
Good evening, I'm Ridula.
Good evening, I'm Sonali Yadav.
Good evening, I'm Sonia Sharma. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rapti Chakraborty.
We're really honored that Air India decided to operate an all-women crew today to Stockholm. And of course, like Mr. Srivastava said, we've been operating these flights for many years. But for me, this is a special homecoming because I was here almost 9 years back. And I was at the Oxford Aviation Academy where I did my Airbus 330 training. And I just thought, my friend is here from Sweden. He's a very acclaimed photographer, Stefan. And he just said that, maybe you are so senior, you can request for the flight. And I just put in a short request, and here I am with you all today. So it's a very special moment for all of us, and thank you for having us here. And we're looking forward to seeing a great country. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, everyone. We have a great partner. We are part of the Star Alliance network. And we have a great partner in Sweden, in SAS. And we hope to work together with SAS and provide you the connections beyond after landing in Arlanda to many other parts of Europe and Sweden and nearby Scandinavian and Nordic countries. Together we are going to produce some stir in the market, and I'm sure with the help of SAS, we will be able to do wonders. We have also been growing very rapidly in the domestic market. We already have 71 domestic destinations in India, and with a recent government initiative of providing connectivity to the smaller towns in India, where there's a huge potential sitting, a new scheme called Udan has been put in, and with that we expect that people from smaller cities in India would be able to come to Delhi and then take these flights internationally, which at the moment is not happening. For your information, only 1.9% of Indian population is flying. Only 1.9%. Now, what happens in case if this 1.9% has to become 3% in the next 3 years? then we would probably be requiring 1,000 more aircraft in India. So that's the potential India has got. And we are happy to be here at this time so that we would be able to take part in this exponential growth. The facilities what we provide to the passengers from Sweden to India going on this direct services, that they can actually make use of our very liberal baggage allowance. We have, for the benefit of passengers, given two-piece concept, each piece weighing 23 in economy and 32 in business. So there's no restriction on the bags, two-piece, 23 each. That's a huge incentive. And besides that, if anyone who wants to travel beyond Delhi to any of the cities in India, we will provide them free connections. So a passenger who is going to, say, Trivandrum, Kochi, Chennai, Hyderabad, they land in Delhi and they get a free coupon to travel to their destinations. Likewise, with the help of our partners in SAS, we will be giving very competitive fares in the market for the Indian passengers to make use of this service and go beyond Arlanda. So, enjoy the evening, and I wish a very happy and safe flight for the passengers who are taking this service, the first service out of Arlanda to Delhi. Thank you. Ma'am, if you can. Ambassador Monica.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will just conclude saying a few words from my side, and I will keep it short. I just would like to express my gratitude to everybody that has made this possible. A lot of people have worked very hard to establish this new route, and Sweden as a country is a very small, export-dependent country, and we need to work very hard to make sure that the connections to the rest of the world are excellent. And that goes in particular for India, who is of growing importance, both in terms of leisure traveling, but indeed also in terms of commercial partnership. And a lot of companies are investing here in Sweden from India and vice versa. So this connection will be very important for the continuous success of the relationship between the two countries. And therefore it is extremely good to stand here together with you all. And we are investing a lot of both efforts and money in this airport at the moment. We have reached the capacity limit, and therefore during the next 4 to 5 years we will continue to invest more than 10 billion Swedish crowns to increase the capacity. And we are very proud as well to have had 19 new intercontinental routes since 2013 or something like that. So, and I think that's actually worth a hand. So I would just like to thank those that have been part of this success. Connect Sweden, together with partners like Visit Sweden and especially Visit Stockholm, has also played a very important role of bringing this new route to Stockholm. So again, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to a long-lasting and successful cooperation. Thank you. And now I think we will cut the ribbon.
Okay.
Ready?
By this, I declare the Air India direct flight to Stockholm. This is much more difficult. Everybody could taste. Wow.